Hi everyone, today I'm going to make a basic wallet interface using Reach and Vue that will allow you to connect to an Algorand wallet and fund it using the developer network faucet. This is what it'll look like. You can connect to your wallet using the mnemonic method. Reach will automatically generate an account, and then you can fund it by clicking on the faucet. To install Node Package Manager and Vue CLI. Once you have these, you can create your project using Vue create and then the name of your project. Vue CLI will prompt you to choose between the default presets and your manual selection of features. The default presets are fine for the first half of this video. However, if you plan on building a full-fledged decentralized application, I recommend manually selecting Vue Router, which lets you route between the multiple page views of your application, and the Vuex store, which allows you to manage all of your state within stores that you can keep modular, and it makes maintaining the application a bunch easier. Once you have these selected, I'm just going to use the default options for the rest of everything, and we'll let Vue CLI create the scaffolding for our project. Okay, let's change directories into our project. We're given all of the standard Node Package Manager inits with our Node Modules folder, our package.json, which holds not just our dependencies, but the beginning Vue CLI scripts that will run, the Babel config file, a README, and a public folder which Vue CLI automatically includes all of the contents of within the distribution on project compilation. Let's install the Reach front end by calling Reach.sh stdlib using Node Package Manager. Oops, I said standard lid. If you don't have the Reach executable installed, you can install it within this project directory. I have it installed in a separate directory, so I won't do that now, but the installation information for that is in the description below. Alright, so let's change into our source directory. The App.vue is our top-level Vue instance, which we'll use to manage wallet state. Assets hold static assets that we reference within our source files. The components folder holds top-level components, where we'll build our wallet interface. The main.js file runs the Vue application. The router folder holds configuration information for the Vue router. The store folder holds the store files, where we build out all of the functionality of our state. And the views folder holds top-level page views. Let's open up the top-level Vue instance, App.vue. It's been filled out with our starter template. We're going to include a script where we can specify how it works. We'll start by importing Reach. We could switch this to ETH and run all of the rest of our code to connect to a MetaMask Ethereum wallet, and nothing would change. The only thing that changes between the standard libraries really is the domain-specific things like how the contract address is accessed from the contract info. Okay, so let's build out the Vue template. We're going to start by using data to hold our wallet state. So we're going to define the account, which is the interface that Reach provides to call all of our wallet functions. Then we'll store the address and the balance, and we'll also take the atomic balance, which Reach provides by default. Now we can build the methods that will provide the wallet state itself. These are all going to be asynchronous because we'll be relying on Reach functions that are likewise asynchronous as they have to get the wallet state from either the developer network itself or from Wallet Manager browser extensions, which it doesn't have direct access to without user consent. So we get the account by calling await and then reach.getDefaultAccount. And then we get the address by calling await this.ack.getAddress. Pretty simple. To update the balance, let's go ahead and make a different function, as we'll reuse this a couple times. We get the atomic balance by calling reach.balanceOf on the account, and then we get the balance by formatting that atomic balance. Now we can plug this into Connect Wallet, and then our final function is to fund the wallet. To fund the wallet, we call await reach.fundFromFaucet on the account, and then we have to parse whatever value we get. We give, so we'll parse 10 algos into the atomic algos unit to fund the account. So that's all of our state functions. Now let's go ahead and build the interface so that we can make this thing work. Alright, so I'm going to open up a new file within the components folder called Wallet.vue. And we'll go ahead and start filling out the template for this. Style scoped is a kind of a standard Vue scoping for styles that allows you to designate styles that only apply to the current file. The wallet state that we'll need, so we'll make the state that we need props. So we'll take the address and the balance from the parent component, they'll pass that down, and then the only methods we need will simply omit that we want to call connect wallet. Now this won't actually directly call that function from the parent, but it will provide an event that the parent can hook into and use to accordingly call their function. Now we'll build the HTML template. So we'll add the wallet, we'll make a labeled image that we can click on that will call our function. And let's give this an ID too, so we can style it. And then we'll create a conditional div that says if we have an address, meaning if we've connected an account and the component has an address prop accessible, then we'll display the balance, we'll display the address, and we'll show another image for the faucet that we can click on to fund our wallet. And we'll start with that. Let's just add basic styling. So position this absolutely in the top left corner using view height, and we're going to align all of our text left. We'll also take care of the sizing of our images. We'll use a max height with an auto width to keep the aspect ratio, and do the same for the faucet. And we'll start with that. Now let's bring it into App.vue. So we'll import and that's there from the last take. And then wallet will bind these to the data component, the data fields, and then listen into those events so that we can call our functions. Oops, we won't call that directly like that. It'll know to call just from the reference. If we called it explicitly, it would just run. And let's give it a go. Okay, let's run our application by starting up the developer network using Reach DevNet with the Reach connector mode flag set to algo, and run the development server compiling our application using npm run serve. This is compiled, and we get a new account with 0 algos. Let's click on the faucet and see if it funds. Great. It's good, but we can definitely clean it up a bit. So let's add some more styles. So we'll add IDs to address and balance so we can change the font size. Let's make these into rows and also add the ability to display these labels only when there's a mouse hovering. And I just like to separate the semantics of the row from the with hover label so we can add these features around elsewhere later on. But there's no particular need to do that if you just want to make this wallet interface. So I'm going to clean up the style of the paragraphs, align the text in the center. Row, we're going to use flex boxes with the flex direction row. And then with hover label, we'll give opacity 0 with a transition of 1 second when we're coming back into that 0 opacity. And then when something with this class has a hover, we'll use this to change the CSS of label to give it 100% opacity with a 1 second transition. Right, and let's also make the address nice and small so we don't have to deal with the ugly hex string, and make the balance a bit more pronounced. It can be helpful to do these as a minimum of a certain view width and view height, so that you're accounting for different responsive configurations. But this is already looking better. Let's just refresh it for fun. and our hover looks great, and it still works. So in the next part of the video, I'll show you how to transition wallet state from App.vue to the Vuex store to keep our code nice and modular. Alright, so let's open up the index.js within the store folder. This is what we have by default. We're going to fill this out with all of the state information that we created in App.vue. So we can start off by taking the import statement. Then we can add the state variables, which are going to be just the same as they were in the data of App.vue. And then we'll build the mutations. This is pretty much the only place that's very substantially different. And really all it is a way that Vuex manages and tracks any mutations made to the state. They have to be made through mutation functions, where you pass the state in as the first argument, and the second argument is a payload field or object that you use to create the mutation. So state.ballatomic equals ballatomic, and state.bow is going to equal reach.format currency of ballatomic. I'm going to set the wallet as well, and for this we'll destructure the payload object. State.ac equals ac, state.address equals address. The actions are asynchronous functions that commit mutations and can access state and other actions. So first we'll build our update balance, and this one is going to need state and commit. Commit is the object by which we can commit mutation functions. So ballatomic equals await reach.balance of state.ac, and then we can commit set balance with the ballatomic. Let's remember to enclose everything in a try-catch block. Okay, the connect wallet function is going to take, I think, commit and dispatch. Try catch error. For this, we're going to do pretty much the same, except we'll define it as a constant instead of a variable. Await reach.get default account. And then we can set commit set wallet, and then dispatch, which lets us call other actions, update balance. Finally, we'll do fund wallet, which will take state and dispatch. And we'll await reach.fund from faucet state.ac reach.parse currency of the fund amount of 10, and then we'll dispatch update balance. Alright, pretty simple and looks pretty structurally similar to App.vue. We can delete all of our functions in here, and we've already cleared out the rest. Wallet won't need any of these fields because, as you'll see, instead of props, what we're going to do is use computed properties that rely on a function called map state. So Vuex map state is going to allow us to map the address of this component to the state's address as well as the balance. Then instead of passing out these events, we can call the store directly and dispatch connect wallet. And we'll do the same thing for fund wallet. Okay, and there you have it. Let's make sure there's no errors. Mixed spaces and tabs. We'll convert all of these to tabs. Sorry to any space purists out there. And there you have it. Thank you for watching. This project you can extend a few different ways. You can abstract to Ethereum as well as Algorand. You could add a loading icon and do some other good stuff. Check out the complete wallet interface code in the description on GitHub, as well as my version of rock, paper, scissors as a full-fledged web app, D-app. You can also check out the Reach Discord server, which has a great community of developers who are very helpful and very, very intelligent. Thank you for watching again, and have a great day.